a sports report. Ron Fair.
God bless you.
Rolling down Imperial Highway, the big nasty red at my side. Santa Ana winds blowing hot from the north.
How you doing, baby?
We were born.
There you go.
Roll down the
We're gonna win the
window,
Super Bowl again this year.
put down the top. Crank up the Beach Boys, baby. Don't let the music stop. We go and ride it till we just can't ride it no more. From the side bay to the valley, from the west side to the east side, everybody very happy, 'cause the sun is shining all the time. It's like another perfect day. I love LA. On those Rams.
What is up, my Ramilia fans of the Los Angeles Rams? Thank you for joining me. Getting my stuff together. Fighting a cold, of course I do. A cough. Anyway, I was going to come on yesterday. I told Stockton, not going to come in. But then also, too, it's not morning time, but I get allergies sometimes. So that's probably a lot of it. So thank you guys for coming in. We have some information about the Ernest Jones fiasco. It looked like they were trying to do an Ayuk. That's my guy Peo. How you doing, Peo? I was like, what's going on? This was very unnecessary, and we'll get into that in a second. More on that in a minute. But yes, indeed. Also, too, just to give you guys some warning, Stetson Bennett wasn't at practice today as he has a personal issue. We'll get into that as well. Don't be alarmed. It's not like before. But anyway, thank you guys for coming in this unannounced live. It was last minute. I said, you know what, I'm up to doing it. There's my guy, Niners Sickness. How you doing, brother? Niners, baby. And we'll get to the chat. I'm just seeing guys as we come in. So thank you guys for joining me this afternoon. We'll get into it. We have some of the cuts that we did, and let me just get into the chat. Say hi to my guys. My guy SM says, Rudy, how you doing, man? MS is betting odds of Rudy Slade. Sorry, man. My guy, pay your time. My Canadian Rams brother. Rudy, how you doing, man? Appreciate you. My guy, Willie Bone, OG Ram fan. Always welcome, and a salute to you, my brother, a member of the military, and God bless him. Yes, indeed. There's my guy, Bethel, Niners Sickness podcast. Great dude. Big Laker fan, too, and as well as Niner. Yes, indeed. Willie Bone said, did Stoops make the team? That's a good question. We'll get to that in a second as well. I haven't seen that he is. I have not seen that, but we'll get to that as well. The guys that were cut. Yes, indeed. Take over LA. How you doing, man? How you doing? Let's see. EJ didn't practice today. Oh, Ernest Jones. Takeover says Jonas Jackson should be ready week 1. Yes, that is the plan. First of all, it sucks that they got banged up. It would be nice to have had our full offensive line. We were getting a lot of reports when the Chargers were getting in there in every play, when we just learned that 3 of our offensive linemen were out, and we're like, relax, hold on. Our guys are out right now with minor but annoying bang-ups, injuries, and now they're starting to come back together. My guy, Pale Time. I love when Rudy streams early because I can watch his stream in my Eastern time zone. That's right, Canadian time zone. Appreciate you always. You're always welcome, my Rams brother. Hopefully we can collab soon. AMS says Niners will be the doormat of the NFC. You know what? I would love nothing more to have that, but they're just too loaded, man. The only way that can happen, honestly, is if Trent Williams doesn't come back. They lose a bunch of tough games, or Brock Purdy comes out, which I'm not gonna. We never wish injuries on anybody. Take it from us. We've had our share over the years, man. Even in the Super Bowl, in both Super Bowls, 2018, Cooper Kupp was hurt. Didn't even play, right? They make fun of us. Oh, you scored 3 points in the Super Bowl. Well, Jared Goff's security blanket and all world, it turns out, ends up being Super Bowl MVP, Triple Crown winner, didn't even play. And then Todd Gurley's knee, that's actually a thing. They were calling it Todd Gurley's knee. His knee was acting up towards the end of the 2018 season. If you remember, we had to take C.J. Anderson off of the scrap heap, and he wasn't the same explosive player. So there was two major, no excuses though. When you're in the Super Bowl, you got to do what you have to do. Everyone has to step up, but those are two major cogs in the Rams machine at that time. And then in the Super Bowl that we won, the Rams were down to their third string tight end, and OBJ looked to be on his way to an MVP performance, and he got hurt, and it basically was a Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp show down the street, down the end. So we've had, even in the Super Bowl, man, the 79 Super Bowl, when the Rams got there with Vince Ferragamo, the reason why I'm a Ram fan as now as a kid, Pat Hayden got hurt earlier in the season, and he took over. And yeah, honestly, Rams, the last three Super Bowls they've been in, also 4 Super Bowls with the 79, 2001 against the Patriots. Kurt Warner had a flap jacket around his ribs because Mark March decided to leave him in there for an extra play after the game was already in hand, and they blew up his rib cage. And so he had to play with the flap jacket on. So, yep. Jacob LA says, Nuwakoa back in practice. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let's get right into it then. So I first want to start off with today. Let me see if I got this in here. Yeah, today is for all you pet owners, doggy owners, National Dog Day. And I kind of call out the Rams. I'm not sure if they actually posted this, but I just happened to notice. If you noticed in there, the Avalanche, which is Stan Kroenke's other team, actually posted it. So I kind of piggybacked on their thread. Today's a happy National Dog Day. And I was kind of just ribbing them, nothing serious, the Rams PR, because I hadn't seen it on the Rams PR about National Dog Day. And I'm like, Stan Kroenke's other team posted it. So just ribbing him a little bit. And then so I said, post your doggy on my Twitter X feed. And there's one of my dogs, my Dottie. God bless her. She's one of the ones that pops up on the chair from time to time when I have the other set. And then also too, here's some cuts from Jordan Rodriguez. So Rams started cuts today. This was from yesterday, waiving 12 players. JJ Lapp, I hope we keep him around, man. I liked him. He made that great play, but I want to see more of him. Blake Larson, Alec Winstrom, Cam McClutchin, Sir Roderick Thompson, the guy that we brought in as insurance, Dresser Wynn, Matt Caskey, O'Shawn Mathis, Grant Miller, I can't even say his name, Fatoski, Boston Scott. Surprisingly, Boston Scott got cut. Now, he's a guy that is kind of late in the season. It was kind of we noticed it, but didn't really pay attention. Why is he playing? He's the veteran guy. You usually rest your guys. He's the veteran presence in the running back room. He's been there through many games and big games. We cut him, and it was kind of weird how we had him out there, but sometimes teams do that to give him some film for other teams, Carlos Watkins. And that's the list that I just, as I was getting the show together, I brought up. And so speaking of dogs, and so I'll get you the latest list as it comes on my community posts on Twitter. The other thing, big story. The Rams are at their Woodland Hills facilities. Now, these are the first shots. They're not very good shots they're not aerial shots. They're just from our gal, Jordan Rodriguez of The Atlantic, friend of the show. And it doesn't really show the gloriousness of this facility, the Woodland Hills facility, which will be the Rams' permanent home. Now, I tweeted when I saw this that they were going to be possibly going in there, or they are going to be there practicing. If you guys remember, we were all looking forward as Ram fans to to seeing the Woodland Hills project being done this year and being able to go see the Rams at their new state-of-the-art facility. They own the whole block, the whole couple of blocks. They have the Woodland Hills training facility property. They have the surrounding buildings. It was a mall property, and so the Rams headquarters offices are going to be there. Stan Kroenke, like the guy from Jurassic Park, spared no expense, and but then there was a report that the surrounding community, the Get Off My Lawn crew, we'll call them, had a problem with, I don't want traffic. There's going to be noise, whatever it was. And so for right now, the Rams have to go with that. And so I said, don't listen. It is what it is, man. It's just like you got a couple of rowdy neighbors who play music kind of loud and or they drive up to their driveway and it's busting loud. Minor nuisance that everyone has a right to being there. The Rams bought the property; they have the right to use it. Now, if it's after hours, what I understand in California, past 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, I'm not sure what the time, maybe even 10:30 p.m., then you can have a problem. But during the day, it just seems like they talk to the right person who maybe live close by, as it's a nice community and an upper echelon community. So we'll see what happens with that. But I kind of tweeted, don't let them get away with it. The Ram fans have a that's why we were at La Loya Marymount, because it wasn't quite ready and they had that issue. So hopefully they'll be able to rectify that. Maybe, show them a little money. Show me the money. And they want to wish a happy birthday to Kyren Williams, who was on his way, baby, last year. He broke out. And let's get this clip in his honor. Kyren Williams, happy birthday, brother! And at the end of the year, he was the running back with the most average yards per game, average yards a carry per game, and he was right up there with CMC's best year as a professional. Let's see, where are you at? Oh, actually, yeah. Let's see, where are you at? Let's see. Hold on. We also have some Aaron Donald news too. I don't think I recorded it. Hold on. StreamYard. You gotta love StreamYard. You have too many videos. I told you that before. Hold on. Just give me a chance to get this here. Hold on. That's so annoying because I try to do especially when I'm trying to do it on the run, on the fly. Why are you telling me? I just erased one. Hold on. And it tells you, it loads the other ones, and then one of them's missing. I got to go back and see which one's missing. There we go. We'll wait for that. Give me 2 seconds, and we'll get back to the chat. But yeah, Kyren Williams is a major difference maker in the Rams trying to get back on top, and as well as Blake Corum, man, and also Ronnie Rivers was back in camp. I was like, is he still on the roster? You don't hear anything about him. It was a sick day today for him. Ronnie Rivers run deep, and then Zach Evans too was actually playing better in the last couple. He actually got some carries, played, but the way that we run inside the tackles, and he's an outside runner to stretch his legs a little bit, and I would love to see him get a chance to just turn the corner and show us what he can do. But we have a wealth of running backs right now, and so that's fine. Here we go. Wait for this to load. And again, it's Kyren Williams' birthday. And so we're going to give a shout out to that. Hurry up, StreamYard. Hurry up. There we go. Just to give you a little taste of what we're working with Kyren Williams. And again, today is his birthday. Boy, hurry up. Almost there, I promise you. StreamYard. Am I hung up? Let me look in the chat. Bo Limmer, yes indeed. What's going on? Hold on, let me reset this. There we go. Kyren Williams. Okay, here we go. That took forever. Here we go.
1st and 10 from the 10. Kyren Williams, good move to find that space inside and drive forward to the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 15 for Williams.
Williams again. Boy, stop and start and exploded. He almost went off to the races.
So close. I mean, I'm thinking, oh no, you want to get north and south here because there's Jadeveon Clowney coming in. He's about ready to make the.
What an opening drive for the Rams, all on the ground. They keep it that way. With the toss for Williams, who's got a seam and he's got a shoulder that he lowers for a first down. Kyren Williams, 7 carries on this opening drive, and for the Rams as a team, 9 plays, all runs.
Here comes Hunt.
And you guys remember that game? We were like, me and Stockton were texting each other back and forth. We look great. And the Rams offensive line started to gel together. We're even better this year. This is the Ravens team at Baltimore. We were bullying them. This is why I say with Matthew Stafford, these receivers, defense just has to give us something and they'll come on again, like I said last year, with these young guys coming off the edge and Fisk and Verse. And we're kind of thin at DB, but safety, we're beautiful. Blake Corum, Ronnie Rivers run deep. It's going to be beautiful, man, with this offensive line. We ran 9 times in a row, go all the way down the field, and that's against the Baltimore Ravens. If you remember what they did to the Niners, the sky's the limit with this team, man. So happy birthday to Kyren Williams. He was on his way, baby. He was on his way. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Let's see. And then back to Willie Bone. I don't see any news on Stoops yet, but we'll get that. I'll look it up when I leave her. Steven says, "Thanks for your linebacker." Yes, indeed. God is good. Exactly right. SM says my allergies were acting up today too. It always does in the morning. It's a little late. It's not the morning no more, but I think I'm just fighting something as well. Take a look. Says they should just keep Ernest Jones and franchise tag him next season. The defense needs him. Now, thank you for that's my next thing. So Ernest Jones. I don't think I have the tweet here, but Ernest Jones. It turns out. Now listen. I'm all for Les Need. As Ram fans, I tweeted this, that we're blessed to have Les Need and Sean McVay, top 3 head coach and Rams and GM rather in the NFL period. They're in the top 3. But stuff like this drives me nuts when Ernest Jones didn't even ask for a trade. At first we were like, what's going on with you or your agent, bro? Really? This happening right before the season starts. And I tweeted that it's unnecessary to give Ram fans basically, I didn't say this in just suffrasing, anxiety right before the season starts. And plus, what are you doing with the leverage? But Ernest Jones is there. He signed. They're going to smooth it out, but this didn't need to happen. And like I said, I call things out when I see it. I'm still glad that they're our head coach and GM. Nobody's perfect, but stuff like this I don't like. It was self-inflicted. It was dumb. So Ernest Jones is there. He's on the trading block. It's the business part of the things. I don't like that part, but that is what that is. He's on the team. He's ready to go. He'll be there game 1, unless somebody gives the big offer. But still, when you let everybody know what's going on, it's like when you put something on OfferUp. And let's say you're asking for something for $500. And it's worth $1,000, and somebody says, "I got 200." The low ballers pop out, So it's worth a shot. I gave it a shot. So anyway, that's what happened there. So Ram fans, relax. He'll be with the team. Don't see anything happening now. The teams basically have their needs, and they're not going to give anything that the Rams would take. It would be very surprising. So anyway, we'll get back into the chat. Let's get into some film from or clips from the Woodland Hills era begins.
Finally made it in Woodland Hills.
And we got some more clips here. Cooper Kupp down the sideline, over the middle. There you go. Puka Nacua. There he is back in practice. There goes Jay Witt, number 88, shades of Preston Denard. And there it is. I hate when I put these clips on and there's no audio. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I'll talk through it. That's okay. Here we go. And there's our guys getting ready. Yeah, I'm showing you these just so we can get a little more glimpse of Woodland Hills. Our guys are back at work. There we go. Another clip. Very pleasant working with the fellas. And let's do one more. I think the white building's behind this clip when it first starts. I think those are the Rams headquarters. Right there. I think that's the Rams headquarters. So it's going to be amazing when the Rams are there for permanently, which it seems like they are now, and if they are able to let the fans in, it's beautiful, man. State of the art, man. There's a reason why the Rams are the number 4 most valuable franchise in sports, period, and number 2 in the NFL above anybody else except for the Cowboys. $7.78 billion franchise value, this Los Angeles Ram team, your Los Angeles Ram team. Niner City says, everyone enjoyed the show. I got to go so much. I got to go early, so much garbage. I can hear you. Don't make me laugh right now. Good luck this season. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for coming in, Beto. Appreciate it. My guy Gilbert. What's up, Rudy? ¿Qué pasa? I'm doing good, brother. Appreciate you. I'm trying to get over allergy / cold. SM says, take a really don't do business like that. They look out for the players, and yep. It's very surprising. Sometimes we announce things that we don't need to. Just keep it in-house. Sean McVay's really good at that when it comes to player issues. Let me get into something with Jordan Rodriguez real quick. The Atlantic Jordan Rodriguez, fan of the show. Let's see. Here we go. So Darius Williams and Puka Nacua are back at practice today. Jonah Jackson will be back week 1. Sean McVay says Rob Havenstein. Maybe not. No, wait a minute now. But added he won't go on the IR for 4 games. Havenstein. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. I didn't see that as I set this up. Ryan Rivers had a sick day. Stennis Bennett is dealing with the family matter. So it's not like before. He let the team know, and so they have it there. And Jordan Rodriguez again on the bottom, along with Puka Nacua, Larry Jackson ankle suspension, and Jonah Jackson's shoulder, took part in individual drills today. Running back Ryan Rivers did not practice, was present. So there's that part as well. Yes. And let's get back into the comments. AMS says, do you think that the Rams get a player back for Jones or a draft pick? Now, the thing about the Rams is we gave away Jalen Ramsey for Tyler Hunter and a 5th round pick, was it? That's kind of what we do. And we're like, we got Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp at late round picks. But I tweeted that he's not a Fred Warner. He's not a Luke Kuechly. But for what we do, he's really good. Now, at one time, the Rams were all about linebackers. Jim Youngblood. Not to be confused with Jack Youngblood, the defensive end. Hacksaw Reynolds, James Laurinaitis, London Fletcher, who should be in the Hall of Fame. His stats go with anybody's, including except for Pro Bowls, which that's a popularity contest, but his stats go with anybody, including Ray Lewis, who's in there. He's also a Super Bowl champion like Ray Lewis. James Laurinaitis, let's see, and the guy who made the game tackling Mark Jones, who made the game tackling tackle in the 99 Super Bowl, technically the season. and on and on and on. I like Ernest Jones. He's still getting better. He's one of the captains of the team. He will be with the team. I don't foresee them trading him. I believe they'll probably extend him. I don't foresee them trading him at all. And hold on. And so yeah, we had great tackles of the great linebackers of the past, and even Alex Overtree was looking like he was pretty good. Livingston gave guys away. I'm like, I appreciate what Roseboom brings to the table, and the guys that we have now with Ernest Jones, but it makes a big difference if you have a guy that goes side to side, the way we use them, but Aaron Donald's not there. And so at least as these guys get their feet wet playing together as a unit, but we'll see what happens. I'm sure Chris Shula, being there since 2017, will figure that out. Weedbone says, "Hey Rudy, if Ernest Jones leaves, you think Spites may fill the spot on defense?" Yeah, that was one of the guys. Great question, Willie Bowen. Spites is a guy that's promising, but he's just starting. Now they did the same thing to Ernest Jones, just throw him in the mix. But I think he has a lot of potential. But who knows? Maybe the Rams will let Ernest Jones play through his contract. And then Spites is there learning under Ernest Jones, who Ernest Jones learned from Bobby Wagner. Remember, we brought him in for 1 year. I want us to re-sign him at a comfortable figure. But we'll see what happens, because he's going to be a major factor in us winning or getting to the Super Bowl or getting into the playoffs this year. So I really wouldn't worry as Ram fans. Remember when we were worried about when they were saying, is Aaron Donald going to retire? Before he retired. A couple years before that, I wouldn't worry about that. It's just something that sometimes business plays havoc with things, but I don't think it was a smart move to announce or let it get leaked. Keep it in house. But no, I think he'll be fine. He'll be with the Spites. Is the guy who looks like a beast, man? He looks like a beast. We'll see what happens, but he's going to be definitely part of the cog this year. Our guy Spites. It's Spites, right? Spites. I like to say he has them in his spites, like as in sights. SM says if Ernest Jones wants Tremaine Edwards money, then I understand why they're looking to trade him. That's too much money. Yeah, we have to be very, very careful, because we're trying to walk the line of I walk the line of the Rams cap. With what we want to do with this team, because we're just building for this year. We want to win the Super Bowl again at SoFi in 2027. We want to win the Super Bowl at Levi Stadium in 2026 as both stadiums. Hey, shut up. Come here, Scrummy. Sorry about that. It's Doggy National Day. I know. Be quiet. We want to build for the future with these young guys, and we'll see what happens with that, but yeah, we have to be very mindful of that. Take it all I say is it seems it's a good possibility he will be traded, which makes no sense to get a late round pick. Yeah, no, I don't see them doing that, because it doesn't make any sense for this year. You're basically giving away a guy that could help us. No, I don't see that happening. Don't worry about that. Really, I don't. Gilbert says, looking for my Rams and Trojans to have great seasons. Me too, baby. Fight on. My guy, David Corona. What's up, Rudy? How you doing, man? Hope everything's going good, man. 49ers all day, every day. Props to you, brother. David Corona is a friend of the show, good guy, except he's a 49er fan, but he does have a family member that's a Ram fan, so God bless him. He just needs to come over to the good side of the force. Props to you, David. SM says, EJ trade value is probably around third or fourth, depending on the team. Yeah, and like I said, the season's about to start. If I'm negotiating, I'm saying, look, we don't want to pay what he's asking, but he can help us win a Super Bowl. Now, whoever the team is trying to ask for him, we want to keep him. Don't make no mistakes. But we have other guys that we have to pay. We need at least a second round or whatever, and it's only because it messes our season up, right? And it's still, I wouldn't want to do that because we want him in there. So because it doesn't help us this year getting a second pick, even a first for next year. We wouldn't get that for him, but that's for next year. Yeah. But I really don't worry about that. Really, I wouldn't worry about that. It kind of irritated me that it's an unwanted distraction that kind of makes your fans kind of uneasy about stuff that doesn't need to happen. That's one thing. I'm not afraid to call even guys that I like on the team, that I look up to. When you do something wrong, everyone does some things wrong. So that was not a smart move by their part. William says LA Rams will be dominant this season in the NFL. NFC West leader, horns up. Yes, indeed. I see that too. As we saw before with our guy Colin Cowherd. He believes that too, and he's a big staunch Rams McVay supporter, and I'm right on board with him.
Number 3 is I think the Rams may not win it, but I think they reach the NFC Championship. I don't know if they can beat Detroit. I don't know if they can beat Green Bay.
Don't worry about that, Colin. They can beat Detroit. They should have beat them last year. And both teams are improved, but the Rams are much improved. They don't have Aaron Donald, so I know that, but they have different guys. They have multiple guys. You have one big monster that you put 3 guys on or 2 guys on, and then you have guys coming from all over. Like, I don't know where they're coming from. Not that we'll be better off with Aaron Donald. Without Aaron Donald, for sure we're not, and hopefully he'll be back. And I'll show you what I mean right now. But it's a different type of animal on defense, right? So people were saying, could Aaron Donald be back? We're not going to hold our breath. His locker's open. It's the nameplate's there. His locker's set up the way it was when he left it. Aaron Donald, it's there still, right? It's still there. Okay. Now, and he said, well, he told McVay, I'm full. I've done everything. I don't want to go to training camp. I don't have the competitive stuff inside me that I used to have. Kind of like a Balboa type thing with Rocky at the end of the last fight. And but make no mind. Right now, he's spending time with his family. Enjoy it. Let the young Ram defense get up to speed. He likes what he sees in Fisk and in Verse. He loves Kobe Turner. Bobby Brown III, my prerogative is a load. Tyler Davis is a monster. Shades of a young Sean Gilbert in there. Number 90 coming at you. The young fellas in the safety. He's got that competitive fire. Believe me. Right now, enjoy your family. Enjoy it. He can do an Eric Whittle thing at the end of the season to get us over the Super Bowl hump. Here he is here talking about the competitive fire still burning. And that's why I brought Aaron Donald up. It's because here he is beating Eagles running back LaShawn McCoy. I'm trying to laugh and I can't. He's trying to he's racing LaShawn McCoy, and he works out still. He's not in game shape according to what he would be. Here he is toasting running back LaShawn McCoy. Check this out. Hilarious.
Finally made it.
Wrong clip. Here we go. Check this out.
Shady and AD, set, go. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. AD got him. AD got him. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Hold on. Hey. Oh, shit. Oh. Oh. Oh.
He's so early, though. He's so early.
Sorry. Ring. Can't even get it out. Ring me. There it is. Competitive fire. Aaron Donald. Oh man, imagine arrested, relaxed, reinvigorated, lit the fire under Aaron Donald coming back to feast on basically 4 games in the playoffs. If we get the wild card, who knows how it goes, but I can see us. I believe that we're going to win the division. I believe we're going to sweep the Niners. And it's nothing against them. I think the Rams are coming up, and they have their issues. Greenlaw, who knows, going to be back the same way. They still have their issues at right tackle. We have guys coming off the end. We have too many weapons for them to hold. I mean, who knows if they're even going to have Trent Williams by the time Game 3 comes. I tweeted they better have him. They better have him because Byron Young and Jared Verse are coming. Takeover Ella says McVay said Havenstein might not be ready for week 1. Hope he's ready. Yeah, you never know. Right now, well, first of all, too, they're going to be careful with these guys, but we're really deep at offensive line, really. But the thing that sucks is Larry Jackson is not going to be there, and so you got Noteboom over here. But the guy Bo Limmer, Logan Bruss is like a new guy. It's like the invasion of the body snatchers snatched him up and then put him in the high draft pick body that we wanted him to be. He's a different player now. I have to say that I have dirt on my face because I was calling him out. I didn't want him back. He looked that bad. Really, he did. But then he got hurt. It wasn't because he was just hurt. Then he got hurt. He didn't look good. He looked mechanical. I was like, he's going to get Stetson Bennett killed out there because, Stetson Bennett was the backup quarterback at first last year. And then if he needed to play for, and then if he had to play for with the ones, and Matthew Stafford was out there, he didn't look very good to me. And so when I thought they were just going to let him go and release him and keep him off the team, I was all for it. But no, he's a different guy. So we have a wealth of talent on the offensive line. SM says Ram defense will be better. Don't listen to the negative noise. No, for sure. And it's not because AD's not there. The Rams defense would be that much better if AD was there, because what are you going to do? I mean, but Jared Verse, we have an infusion of talent, man. 2 guys that have played together. They can interlock. They can do stunts like they did in college. They're used to it. They know what the other guy is thinking. Or, hey, man, remember we did that against Texas? Against Texas Tech, or hey, against USC. Oh yeah, let's do that right now. Stuff like that. They even though they're young players, they play together and they're on the same team. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And yes, indeed. And SM brings me right to my next topic. We had our guy, Super Bowl champion, Big Wit, on the beautiful K show, Kay Adams, and he was talking about this Rams team. Here we go.
Listen, I think the Rams have as good a shot as anybody. I think if they're healthy up front, I think that their offense is going to be one of the best in the NFL. And, defensively, I love some of these young players they got. Watching them, I've been to a couple of their scrimmages with the Cowboys and the Chargers. Jared Verse is the real deal. I can't wait to see him get on a field and play in an NFL game. Brandon Fisk looks like somebody who's going to be a special player for them inside. Yes, they're never going to replace Aaron Donald, but a great place to start is with 2 real talented young rookies who can get after the quarterback, especially after the year Byron Young had last year and Kobe Turner. I think they're starting to put together a really good front 5, and I looked at this defense to be a hair better than last year with some talent up front to get to the quarterback. Whoa. And then the offense being even better than they were last year with what they've done on the offensive line. So I'm a homer for the Rams, but I also, as an analyst, believe the Rams could be one of these teams that we talk about at the end of the year and go, wow, how did they get ahead of the Niners? I think it's very possible.
Did you see their?
And so he did that. He phrased that exactly. I hadn't even seen that until I loaded it up. Big Wit is Big Wit will always be part of the Rams family. He loves McVay. He loves Snead. They rescued him from the Bengals at that time, and they won a Super Bowl, right? He was a major cog in that Super Bowl. He kept coming back, and God bless him. And he's been at training camp. He's in the draft room with the Rams and Les Snead and McVay. He's family. It's like that's Unc, right? And so he has certain feelings that a regular analyst wouldn't, like a Mike Florio or something. It has nothing to do with the organization. But also, too, if he doesn't have nothing good to say, he'll just kind of keep his mouth shut. He'll just be like, well, they have a chance and they have some potential, right? Those words that are not really saying much, but you're also not killing your guys, right? No, he sees it up close. He talks to coaches. He sees, and he's been in the NFL. He's a Super Bowl champion. So I take his word on what he's saying. And he says, well, look, I am a homer because I'm seeing the glass is half full, basically. The glass is half full versus, half empty. But he knows what it takes. He knows these guys in charge. He knows the coaches. And I believe with them because these guys were drafted to be under the Rams system. And with this defense, with Chris Shula doing his thing, putting his wrinkle on thing with Raheem Morris's defense, we're right there, baby. And so I just want to bring that to you. He's not going to just say something for being a soundbite. He'll kind of just relax the tone and just say, well, they have a lot of potential. They got a lot of young guys, and just leave it at that. I trust McVay and Snead to draft guys. He'll say it like that. Not that they can overtake the Niners. And so, but see, also remember this. If the Rams do what they're supposed to do, we're not worried about the Niners. I want to sweep them because I hate the Niners. But we have bigger fish to fry. If you remember, we got swept by the Niners in their Super Bowl year. I hated it. I still remember it. It still leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But guess what? Ring me. We won the championship. That's the bigger fish to fry. You want to use them as a barometer of where you're at because they have all those old pros. They have an older team, one of the fourth oldest teams in the NFL, and but they're not. We're not worried about them if we do what we're supposed to be. Because remember, in the NFC West and NFC, the Rams have the best quarterback, best wide receiver combo, triplets in Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp and the legend CJ Stroud and Kyren Williams, Matthew Stafford, and then behind a big old line that can maul the Ravens, Kyren Williams and Blake Corum running the rock to keep defenses honest. I mean, when you look at it like that, man, in the NFL there's talent everywhere, but these guys actually won it. I mean, how many times have we seen Lamar Jackson look like all world, win MVP, and then where were you at in the playoffs, bro? Stuff like that. Or Dak Prescott, having some great games. He lit up the Rams for one game. I remember I was like, well, where did this come from, right? And then the playoffs, where'd you go, bro? Brock Purdy. He is an MVP. He broke the 49ers passing record, blah, 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 blah. We finally have a quarterback, right? And then here's the stat. Through 4 quarters, and if you look at Brock there, last year, the most complete Niner team that Kyle Shanahan has had, they scored 19 points. They have 22 there because that was in overtime. So Brock Purdy actually scored one less point. I've said this before. Did Jimmy Garoppolo's 2019 Niners, which scored 20. 20 would have been enough to beat the Kansas City Chiefs in that Super Bowl last year. So, yes, we have a proven commodity. We have a proven guys that can do it. And let me just get to this a little late, but on that comment that I just said about Brock Purdy. And so that's why I bring that up. And that's why I bring them up time to time. Because number one, it makes my heart feel good to make fun of them. And number two, it's all facts. I mean, what are you going to say? Well, would you rather have losing 9 regular season games, but then losing the NFC Championship game, or having to have that stuck in your craw, those loss after loss in the regular season, having one of the games that you should have won right before the season was over in 2001 when it let them off the hook and they were make the playoffs. If the Rams would have beat them in that close game where they went up 17-3 or something, and the Niners came back and they lost, the Rams lost, they wouldn't have set them loose on the Packers, who the Rams have had a hard time with, and then they came back and they righted the ship in the championship game. But things happen for a reason, and then the Rams won the championship game. So like I said, what would you rather have? The championship and a Super Bowl or regular season glory? I hate that we lost, though. Don't get me wrong. I do. Takeover LA says Rams will be much more effective in the red zone. That was the key to the Detroit game takeover, because had we scored one touchdown in that Lions game, we win going away. We lost by one, and 3 times in the red zone couldn't score a touchdown. That is in Sean McVay's offense with the Rams team that is poised and on the upswing. We should have scored at least one time, man. And running the ball, and I expect to see it week 1 against a very good run-stopping team in the Lions and our improving Terry Maulers. Yep. The key to keeping the defense off balance is a running game, big offensive line. Play action becomes a huge factor, as we all know from the Jared Goff game days with Todd Gurley. When it freezes the linebackers for that half a second that Matthew Stafford needs, and throw over them or get that guy down the field. Willie Bone says LA Rams going to ram the Santa Clara Whiners. Love it. Take care. Says Dotson, Avila, Limmer, Jonah Jackson, all Maulers. Yes, indeed. So he's calling out Limmer, but replacing Havenstein. I can see it. Willie Bone says LA Rams going to round. We got that. Yes, indeed. I believe that too. I believe that too. Taylor says I watched a post practice interview from McVay. Was asked if they wanted to bring him back on the practice squad, and he said they weren't looking at that at the moment. Let's see. I missed this here. I missed that comment that you guys were talking about. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up in the. Willie Bone says, Rudy, who would be starting that tight end, Parkinson or Allen? Honestly, I can see one starting over the other one, depending on how they play in the game. They're kind of be an intermix. McVay really loves both of them, but they like the Parkinson size. And so that's a great comment, Willie. I see Parkinson probably. Takeover LA says, I heard the Rams were leading only keeping 3 running backs, so Zach Evans could be possibly cut tomorrow. That is a possibility, because before this last game or two, this last game really, he hadn't really shown too much. And the way that we run the ball inside and the way our blocking scheme doesn't really suit his style of running too much, because he wants to stretch his leg. You kind of want to do student body left and right, John Robinson ball, I formation, get the guard. I would love to. I mean, why can't we just add that wrinkle? Because I would love to them to implement a couple of plays where he can stretch his legs out and see the field, kind of like Eric Dickerson type. Now, he's not going to be mistaken for Eric Dickerson, but he's a little bit different, longer strider runner. Yeah. Taylor Light says, I hope the Rams don't trade Ernest Jones for some BS package. They will get low ball 9. Yep, exactly right. I don't see them trading him, really. I really don't. Esam says, you're spot on about the leverage part. I think we all feel that way. Yeah. Okay. Like, I love Leslie and Sean McVay. I've told you guys. But there's no reason. And I'm not saying they did it, but whoever did it. And people talk, so it might not even been them, right? Hey, did you know that we're going to, could be somebody that just shouldn't have did that. But I don't like that. The Rams should have came out and said, no, he didn't ask for it. And I'm sorry that happened. It should have been in-house. Takeover says, we need Havenstein week 1. Hope he recovers soon. Yeah, I want everybody back, man. That's what says, I don't know. I think he's getting traded. We will see. I don't see it only because we need him for this year. Jacques Forges What's up, Rudy? It's the Spites era now. Let's go. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We will beat Detroit. I love that. Yes, indeed. Fisk and Verse are huge additions to the defense. They're going to be monsters, baby. They're going to be monsters. Pale says, I've been enjoying this stream, listening while I work. Thank you, Pale. God bless you, man. We'll get together soon. Willie Ball says, LA Rams will turn their Detroit Lions into Josie and the Pussycats. Love that cartoon back in the day. Saturday morning specials on what are the local channels. Takeover says that Willie Bowen. Yeah, the Rams are going to bully them in the red zone, running the ball. I expect them to be elite running the ball in the red zone with improved linebackers, offensive linemen, Limmer, Dotson, Avila, and Jackson. Yes, indeed. Pelton says, AD, come back. I know. Baby, come back. AMS says, are you surprised we kept 2 undrafted quarterbacks? We're low on cornerbacks. Darian Kendrick is out for the season. Darius Williams, Jerry Jacobs got let go with the injury designation. We're kind of thin on quarterbacks, so I'm not surprised. And these guys seem to be, what's the word I'm looking for? They seem to be able to be usable in what we're trying to do. But I am a little worried about the thinness on not the safeties, the defensive back. But we might have to just bite the bullet. And this is the thing with the money in Ernest Jones and bring in. I saw my guy Jake Ellenbogen talk about it. And we thought that he was going to come back with Dotson is in our guy Witherspoon. Now, a lot of people balk at this, like Niner fans, because he started out with the Niners, and it's not the same player. When he was with the Niners, he wasn't as seasoned. He wasn't as good as he was, frankly, as he is now. Then he went to the Steelers, and he played much better. He started getting himself acclimated to the NFLs, and he played better. And then the Rams got him. And then for what we needed him to do, because he was, like we hear a lot with other with the commentators, is he was on an island by himself for the most part, and he did well. I mean, he's not a Leroy Irvin or to give a harkening back to an OG guy or what's my guy? Oh man, there goes my mind going. I want to get you in here. Jerry Gray, right? Type, but he's very good, and he was one of the better players last year. Made some big interceptions, athletic interceptions, nice, tall, lean body, lanky body is what I'm looking for. A good wingspan. We might have to bite the bullet and bring him back in. Takeaway says, yeah, I was disappointed in Bruss last year and wasn't confident he would improve much, but he proved me wrong. I'm glad that he looks going to be very good. Yeah, I'm so thankful that he proved me wrong. When I get on guys and I have a tendency, when I'm frustrated, I'm just like done with you. Like when and I say this before, you guys heard me for the regulars that come in. Ben Skoranek for a long time was on my S list for dropping the ball in the championship game, and then again in the Super Bowl. He basically, I would say, he costed Matthew Stafford a co-MVP in the Super Bowl because of the ball bouncing off of his hands in the Super Bowl. Was that in the Super Bowl NFC Championship game? I don't know. It runs together, but yeah. But then he got back on my good graces. He ended up being fullback at times. He's a great special teams player. We're going to miss him. I like him now. And then that great game with Baker Mayfield against the Raiders where he jumped over the guy. And that's when he showed me that was a great catch. There you go. Pale Ty says, what do you think? What game do you think is the most difficult game for the Rams this year? Great question. I think game one. Because we want it so bad. We want it so bad, Pale. And if we don't have our offensive line fully intact, Matthew Stafford wants it so bad. It left a bad taste in his mouth. Imagine being Matthew Stafford. You have a really good game. You're getting beat up. Late hit. No call. Puka Nacua gets grabbed. No call. We lose by 1 point. You missed some opportunities, rather, in the red zone where you could have made a difference. Scored 1 touchdown and we go out of there a winner. What could have been last year? We could have got to the championship game, and then it's all on the table, baby. And I put my money on us to win that Super Bowl. If you remember how Brock Purdy looked in the Niners in that championship game against the Lions, they were down big. Imagine Matthew Stafford and the fellas getting out to a big lead like that, and the way Kyren Williams was running the rock. Woo, boy. And then imagine, and these are 2 different teams, and, it happened the way it was supposed to, but then imagine the Rams get past that game, how happy we would be beating the Niners again in a championship game, but this time at their home. And then we get to play Mahomes, and you got Matthew Stafford, the no-look sensei, against the honorable black belt student of no-look pass, the behind the backer too. Great quarterback, the duel. And if you only score 19 points against Matthew Stafford, it's a done deal, baby. We're going to score at least 20, and we're going to win that Super Bowl. That would have been the perfect Kansas City Chiefs time to catch them. So when we don't want to hear from Niner fans that, oh, well, you guys had to beat Burrow and the Bengals. Well, they're the team that got there and they beat Mahomes. And you guys couldn't beat Mahomes in one of his weakest Kansas City Chiefs team, if you can call them weak. It was one of his weakest ones because they've been so great. SM says FSU went undefeated with Verse and Fisk. Excuse me. SSU, sorry, went undefeated with Fisk and Fisk. FSU lost their first game of the season to Georgia Tech last Friday without them. Ew, isn't that interesting? That's a great take. Takeover says, Peo, I'm thinking probably the Eagles. Oh, the Eagles will be tough. But I just think game 1, because it's just starting. We will see. Those games with the major players are all going to be tough. But I pick game 1 because I want it so bad too. The Lions, SM says. Yep. Jeffron Jr., how you doing, Jeffron? Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. I love the avatar, Mahomes. Mahomes has much love in the Rams community for knocking off the Niners twice. Sewell says, no AD, but we got Bosa, and you got Leonard Floyd, baby. Leonard Floyd, the only Super Bowl champion. It happens to be a former Rams Super Bowl champion on the Niners defense. God bless him. But I hate that you guys got Leonard Floyd. Takeover says, SM, it will be a tough game on the road, but I truly believe the Rams improved interior O-line will run it down the team's throats in the red zone and be bullies. I think they will win a week 1 if Hammerstein does play. And I think even without, they just have to make adjustments, but I want him there only if it's not going to cause him to not be able to play game 2. But listen, I know I'm a Ram fan, and I've been a long-time Ram fan since 79 as a kid. This team can be special, man. It can be special. What a difference a couple of years makes. Remember all the contracts. The Rams are done. The Bills GM. We don't want to make the same mistakes as the Rams they did in LA. Hold on, I got to get this out for that dumb comment. Hold on. Where are you at? The Bills. That's so stupid. Yeah, speaking of the Bills, they whipped our butt that year. We had a bunch of injuries. Offensive line started with the first game in 2022, the year after the Super Bowl win. At least they got to see in their lifetime actual Super Bowl banner ceremony. It happened to be the Rams, though, because it was at SoFi. Steve-O says, every year Rams players want out running backs. That's not true. That's the Niners. Ward. Who else was it? Armstead was like, nah, I'm good. Now you got Ayuk. Cam Akers, though, if you're talking about Cam Akers, there was just some weird thing with him. One day he's on board, and I really liked his talent, what he brought to the table, but he left a lot to be desired in certain games. I'm glad We got rid of him. Props to him. He's a Super Bowl champion. That's the difference too between the Niners, Steve-O, and the Rams. Is the Rams guys that we let go, and coaches too, are Super Bowl champions, but the Niners aren't. If they got rid of Ayuk, he had unfinished business. Takeover said that's Steve Williams and Ayuk won out. They better resolve the problems quick. Yeah, the game was weeks away. All right. Let's see. All right. Daddy Bonielos, how you doing, brother? Horns up. Yes, indeed, baby. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you coming more often. Sometimes I do unannounced lives like today. Subscribe, hit the like button. Also, guys, I don't tell you, hit the like button. I'm starting to lose steam. I got to get some cough medicine. Takeover says, how many sacks do you expect the team to have this year? Boy, that's a good question. If we can get sacks in the interior, man, we could be one of the top 3 teams. I'm not going to call a number, but if we can get, like Kobe Turner had, he had 9 last year, if he can match that number or get close to it, and then the guys in the interior get some, and then I see Fisk and Verst, one or both, having double-digit sacks. One of them is going to go way off. Verst might be the defensive rookie of the year. Takeover says that's a tough week one for rookies Verst and Fisk. I'm excited to see what they do in the game alongside Kobe Turner and Young. Yep. Love that. SM says Drake May has lots of potential, but I think the rest of the Pats team scared him away. All right. Debo says Pats offered Ayuk $32 million. I would have been gone. I would have left too. Listen, the Niners are a better situation for him, but if you really want the bag, but if they offered him 28, but also too, the teams like to give a number out there. You're the highest paid receiver, and then it's not real money. It's not all guaranteed. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a day. I'll be back tonight if my cough gets better. Hope everyone has a great day. Thank you for joining me today. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. The Rams are at the Woodland Hills facility practicing. I love it. I hope everyone has a great day. We'll see you later on today. Look for the alert. I appreciate you guys coming in and spending some time with me today in the afternoon. And as we always say, may the Rumili be with you. And Ramulators, mount up.
Finally made it. We in Woodland Hills.
And it's my birthday.